there, welcome to Connie's Kids Cooking Corner. I'm Miss Connie, it's good to see you today. We are going to learn how to make Play-Doh today that your child can use for many creative purposes, and it's going to last you for quite some time. You're going to need 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup regular table salt, and 1 1/4 tablespoons of alum. We're going to combine them in a bowl. So you've got your flour, your salt, and your alum. Mix and stir them all together. Then you're going to need 3 cups of water, and you're going to need 4 1/2 tablespoons of oil. You can use salad oil, regular oil. The very best kind, and the one that makes this last for a long time, is baby oil. You're going to take those 2 items and you are going to boil them on the stove. Once they start boiling them, you're going to add them to your dry. Now I'm going to grab right here the water that is already boiling, and we're going to take this and we are going to add it to our dry ingredients. If you want to add a color, do it in the water before you add it. We're going to make plain white Play-Doh. So we're just going to pour that right into our dry liquid and stir that together. At first it looks kind of gummy, lumpy. It looks kind of weird. We're going to mix that up, and it's going to start forming a paste. It's kind of gloppy, very, very hot. So you need to make sure that as a caregiver, your child doesn't touch it until it's had a little while to cool. It is just going to be a plain dough. But it's a different consistency, and you can see it already. There's something about the heat and the alum that creates an awesome dough. Now, the nice thing is when you use a baby oil, and it doesn't matter what brand you use, when you use a baby oil, it creates a much longer lasting dough. If you store it in the refrigerator, it's gonna last you for months. But in my preschool, I will use this dough for 3 or 4 months with lots of kids playing with it. If you keep it in enclosed containers in a sealed bag, it's gonna last you for a long time because the oil keeps it fresh and keeps it from drying out and crystallizing as quickly. It will still do that. Once you get it mixed up, you've got a really powdery, you're gonna drop that onto your countertop, scrape as much of it out as you can, and you are almost there. Sometimes it doesn't mix in quite as quickly, and so what you're going to need to do with this is knead it. Sometimes all the flour will go into it. Sometimes you have to put it onto the countertop and knead it, which really becomes a little bit tricky. Let me show you. I'm going to move you down here so you can see the dough. We're going to take that and we're just going to roll it around. It's hot on our hands, but it doesn't even really stick to the countertop. And you're just gonna make it till it's got a nice, smooth consistency. Woo! Nice and toasty. All right, now, the fun thing about this particular item, once it starts to cool, you can even right now, it's a good plain dough. It's hot, but as it cools, it's gonna be great. It is an awesome way to start learning about letters, numbers, especially colors. You can take this and you can make letters with long worms, like you can do a letter D, have your child make letters with them. But the best thing about this, and one of the most fun, is to let your child choose a color and then create it. Now, if they choose yellow, obviously a primary color is just going to be yellow. But let's say, for instance, let's take a ball of this very, very warm dough, and you're going to take and indent the middle of it. In the middle of it, let's say they want green. Instead of putting a food coloring in there that's green, why don't you add a couple of drops of yellow right to the center where you've made that indent? Do a couple of drops of yellow right inside of there. Put the yellow away, and then get out the blue. Put a drop of blue in there. Now you've got those colors in there. Your child is gonna look at that and just see kind of a gooey color. Then squeeze it closed. Now, you can take that and start gently working it. Your child can do this so good, and they're gonna end up creating a new color for them. It mixes together, you can start seeing the green come out already. And you can create with your child a wonderful, wonderful way of showing how colors work. Yellow and red are gonna make an orange Play-Doh. And you can make all the different colors that you want. Now, a really, really vibrant, really fun way to do colors. If you're not worried about different colors, or your child already knows how to mix colors and that's not something you wanna do. Another really fun thing to do is when it is in the liquid form, before you add it to the dry ingredients, put in a package of Kool-Aid. It makes it a really, really bright, vibrant color, which is really, really a fun thing for your child to be able to see something so bright. And it's really hard when you're making your own plain dough, when they're used to colors that you buy that are super, super bright. A package of Kool-Aid with a batch makes a really, really vibrant, whatever color it is. Blue, yellow, orange, whatever. Kool-Aid works really well. The one downside is if your child is really young, make sure they don't eat it. It makes it smell really good. And so to them, it sounds like it's gonna be delicious. Now you have some green Play-Doh, really nice color. This is a dough that they can play with and have fun with. You can also do mystery. Just as a fun thing for your child, you can take this dough, put something inside of it, and then have them play. Put the dough in, cover it up, it's totally white, and have them play with it until it becomes the color that you've added inside. There's lots of fun things. There is something about being able to use your imagination with a dough that you can play with. Using your hands is so good for children. It really, really helps develop those fine motor skills, which children really need as their development goes along. That's how they learn to hold pencils and things, when they learn to squeeze and use their hands. And fine motor skills take a long time to develop. And so this is a great way to start your child's education. And it's really, really a lot of fun because it's so easy and quick to make, and you can store it for a long time, pull it out, and there's so many things you can do with plain dough. So have fun with the recipe, happy cooking, and have fun with your child. Take care. Bye-bye.